For now, as AI enters the operating room, reports arise of botched surgeries and misidentified body parts. Whoops. I guess AI is killing people on the operating table. But you know what? Take heart. It's gonna be like with the spaghetti thing. It's gonna be 1 year, it's gonna be this amount of killed people, and the next year is gonna be that amount of killed people, and we're gonna celebrate the decrease in the amount of killed people as AI learns on botched surgeries. Isn't that cool? We're really getting a data set, a data pool. We just gotta get Grok kill a whole bunch of people, or whatever else is being used for operations. Medical device makers have been rushing to add AI to their products. While proponents say the new technology will revolutionize medicine, regulators are receiving a rising number of claims of patient injuries. Well, of course, you have to create that data set somehow, and you do it by trial and error during surgery. You have to throw the AI into the deep waters and let it do its thing, or else we will never see progress. They let a dodgy AI enter medicine before they ease up on the incredible barrier of entry for living people to perform it. Yes, of course. The whole idea is to throw people out of stuff, okay? Not to let them into stuff easier, okay? You have to pay people. You don't have to pay AI. Have you considered that? Have you considered that AI does not need payment and many other things that regular humans do? Have you considered that even for a moment? In 2021, a unit of healthcare giant Johnson & Johnson announced a leap forward. One leap for AI means many bodies for humanity. It had added artificial intelligence to a medical device used to treat chronic sinusitis, an inflammation of the sinuses. Acclarent said the software for it is 2D navigation system would now use a machine learning algorithm to assist ear, nose, and throat specialists in surgeries. Oh wow. Oh wow. The device has already been on the market for about 3 years. Until then, the US Food and Drug Administration had received unconfirmed reports of 7 instances in which the device malfunctioned and another report of a patient injury. Since AI was added to the device, the FDA has received unconfirmed reports of at least 100 malfunctions and adverse effects. There you go. We're gonna make medicine great again by adding AI, because AI is ready. We are ready to treat people using Grok. Grok is going to perform the surgery. Rajon says, great, so the AI healthcare system can now deny my AI surgery halfway through the procedure. Yeah, it's okay. Grok will cure your bladder by calling itself Mecha Hitler. Introducing artificial intelligence to the 3D navigation system because the future is now. With TrueSet, you can segment anatomy during procedures, and with TruePath, calculate the shortest valid path from a starting point to a target point. So a video. There's a video here. Oh, where's the video? Come on. This is just a screenshot? Wow. At least 10 people were injured between late 2021 and November 2025, according to the reports. Most alleged involved errors in which the 3D navigation system misinformed surgeons about the location of their instruments while they were using them inside patients' heads during operations. Whoa. You know what? Trials for experimental stuff used to be voluntary. You used to have to just sign up for experimental medication, but now I guess the whole population is considered lab rats on which you just test your AI on them. And I guess you pass the test if you survive the surgery. Well done. Great. The future is here. The future is now. Cerebrospinal fluid reportedly leaked from one patient's nose. In another reported case, a surgeon mistakenly punctured the base of a patient's skull. In 2 other cases, patients each allegedly suffered strokes after a major artery was accidentally injured. FDA device reports may be incomplete, and aren't intended to determine causes of medical mishaps. So it's not clear what role AI may have played in these events. The two stroke victims each filed a lawsuit in Texas, alleging that the TrueD system's AI contributed to their injuries. The product was arguably safer before, integrating changes in the software to incorporate artificial intelligence than after the software modifications were implemented, one of the suits alleges. Well, I mean, you need to teach the AI somehow, right? You need to teach the AI how to do the stuff. And how else, if not by doing the real surgeries with experimental AI, of course. Greater end. Why would head surgery be the starting point for experimental AI? Because you need to create the data pool, and real life patients are the perfect, guinea pigs. No? Don't you agree? You don't agree with this assessment? Reuters could not independently verify the lawsuit's allegations. Asked about the FDA reports on the TrueD device, Johnson & Johnson's referred questions to Integra Life Sciences, which in 2024 purchased Acclarent and TrueD navigation system. Integra Life Sciences said the reports do nothing more than indicate the TrueD system was in use in surgery, where an adverse effect took place. It added that there is no credible evidence to show any causal connection between the TrueD navigation system AI technology and any alleged injuries. There you go. The AI is just doing its job perfectly well, and it's the people that started messing up ever since AI has been implemented. Dr. Jones says, you know how the saying goes, to make an omelette, you have to crack a few eggheads. True. Exactly. We will make a doctor out of you yet, AI system. We will make a surgeon out of you. Insight into the incidents come as AI is beginning to transform the world of healthcare. Proponents predict the new technology will help find cures for rare diseases, discover new drugs, enhance surgeons, skill and empower patients. But a Reuters review of safety and legal records, as well as interviews with doctors, nurses, scientists, and regulators, documents some of the hazards of AI in medicine as device makers, tech giants, and software developers race to roll it out. Yeah, hello Simon Pierre Dubé. If there's anything that you should do with AI and when it comes to risking people's health, life, and safety, you should rush it. You should do it as fast as possible. You have to win the AI race after all and make those big bucks. That is what it's all about. Winning the race. At least 1,357 medical devices using AI are now authorized by the FDA, double the number it had allowed through 2022. The TrueD system isn't the only one to come under question. The FDA has received reports involving dozens of other AI-enhanced devices, including a heart monitor said to have overlooked abnormal heartbeats and an ultrasound device that allegedly misidentified fetal body parts. Oh boy. The future is here. The future of capitalism is here. Researchers from Johns Hopkins, Georgetown, and Yale universities recently found that 60 FDA-authorized medical devices using AI were linked to 182 product recalls, according to research letter published in the JAMA Health Forum in August. The review showed that 40% of the recall occurred less than a year after the devices were greenlighted. That's about twice the recall rate of all devices authorized under similar FDA rules, the review noted. Whoa, I'm so shocked by this development that they're rushing something out to the market without proper care to make a quick profit, to win the race, to become the biggest game in town, might end up with bad results. Who would have suspected? Who would have suspected, right? The AI boom poses a problem for the FDA. No kidding. 5 current and former agency scientists told Reuters the agency is struggling to keep pace with the flood of AI-enhanced medical devices seeking approval after losing key staff. Uh-oh. Wait, FDA lost key staff? I wonder how that happened. How did the FDA lose key staff? What happened? A spokesperson for the US Department of Health and Human Services, which includes the FDA, said it's looking to boost its capacity in this area. Another form of artificial intelligence, generative AI chatbots, is also making its way into medicine. Many physicians are now using AI to save time, such as transcribing patient notes. But doctors also say many patients use chatbots to self-diagnose or challenge professional advice, posing new challenges and risks. Yeah, Grok told me that my cancer is not that bad, and actually I should just forget about chemotherapy. I should just go to a witch doctor in my town. That is what Grok told me, and I trust Grok more than anything in the world. Artificial intelligence became a business and social sensation after the launch of ChatGPT about 3 years ago. ChatGPT and other popular chatbots such as Google's Gemini and Anthropic's Claude use so-called generative AI to create content. Wait, hold on. This article did not even mention Grok, I guess. They are built on top of large language models, or LLMs, which are trained on huge troves of text and other data to understand and generate human language. Gemini. These AI tools are now being introduced into medical areas such as consumer healthcare apps. AI encompasses more than LLMs, however, and the technology made its way into medicine long before AI bots appeared. The field dates back more than 7 years. A key moment was the British mathematician Alan Turing asked in a 1950s paper, "Can machines think?" Machines. That's right. Can machines think? Well, they're definitely not in the 1950s, okay? I can tell you now, in the 1950s, machines definitely could not think. The FDA authorized its first AI-enhanced medical devices in 1995. Two systems that use pattern machine software to screen for cervical cancer. The type of AI used in medical devices today is often called machine learning, along with subset known as deep learning, which are trained on data to perform specific tasks. The technology is used in radiology, for example, to enhance and analyze medical images. It can help diagnose cancers by identifying tumors that doctors may overlook. I mean, it seems like AI is overlooking things as well. So I guess it seems like AI is replicating human error, which is interesting to see. Such systems are also used in surgical devices. In June 2022, a surgeon inserted a small balloon into Erin Rolfe's sinus cavity at a hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. According to a lawsuit filed by Rolfe, Dr. Mark Dean was employing the TrueD navigation system, which uses AI to confirm the position of his instruments inside her head. The procedure, known as sinuplasty, is a minimally invasive technique to treat chronic sinusitis. A balloon is inflated to enlarge the sinus cavity opening to allow better drainage and relieve inflammation. But the TrueD system misled and misdirected Dean, according to the lawsuit Rolfe filed in the Dallas County District Court against Acclarent and other defendants. A carotid artery, which supplies blood to the brain, face and neck, allegedly was injured, leading to a blood clot. According to a court filing, Rolfe's lawyer told a judge that Dean's own records showed he had no idea he was anywhere near the carotid artery, which the AI was supposed to inform him. Sinusitis. Sinusitis is so silly, such a silly word. Reuters wasn't able to review the records, which are subject to a judicial protective order. Yeah, it's just you're employing AI to get rid of human error, and AI is just reproducing the human error, or even creating new types of human error, which is interesting. Isn't it interesting that AI just creates new types of human error? After Ralph left the hospital, it became apparent that she had suffered a stroke. The mother of 4 returned and spent 5 days in intensive care, according to a GoFundMe fundraising drive that was organized to support her recovery. A section of her skull was removed to allow her brain room to swell, the GoFundMe appeal stated. Okay, it's hooked on phonics, it seems. Yeah, it's true. Tomato, greater ain't. After Ralph left the hospital, it became apparent that she had suffered a stroke. We already know this. AI gave the person a stroke. I'm still working in therapy, Ralph said in an interview more than a year later in a blog about stroke victims. It is hard to walk without a brace and to get my left arm back working again. Yeah, and this was supposed to be a super non-intrusive, basically routine. It was supposed to be some sort of a routine, thing that you do. A routine procedure. In May 2023, Dean was using TrueDI in another sinuplasty operation when patient Donna Faringo's carotid artery allegedly blew. Blood was spraying all over, even landing on an Acclarent representative who was observing the surgery, according to a lawsuit. Faringo filed a U.S. District Court in Worth against the Acclarent and several manufacturers. One of the Faringo's carotid arteries were damaged. She suffered a stroke the day of the surgery, according to her suit. So I guess AI is causing strokes. Acclarent knew or should have known that the purported artificial intelligence caused or exacerbated the tendency of the integrated navigation system product to be inconsistent, inaccurate, and unreliable, the suit alleges. Well, how else is the AI going to learn, as I said before, if it will not cause at least 50 strokes? It cannot learn. Don't worry. In the future, people will not get strokes. Oh boy. Acclarent has denied the allegation in both suits, which are ongoing according to court filings. The company says it did not design the manufacture the 3D system, but only distributed it, according to court filings. Acclarent's owner, Integra Life Sciences, told Reuters there's no evidence of a link between the AI technology and any alleged injuries. Yeah, there's no... The AI is supposed to tell the doctor where exactly he is in the operation, and the doctor had no clue where he was during the surgery. I wonder if the AI that was supposed to tell him that was involved at all. I wonder. What a mystery. Oh, there's no, but whatever. There's no evidence, right? It reminds me of that court case for McDonald's when a lady got a fish fillet by mistake. She ate it and she got an allergic reaction. And McDonald's won the court case by proving that there is not even a tiny bit of fish in fillet of fish. There we go. Dean began consulting for Acclarent in 2014 and received more than $550,000 in consultants' fees from the company throughout 2024, according to Open Payments, a federal database that tracks financial ties between companies and physicians. At least $135,000 of these fees related to the TrueD system. There you go. Money speaks. An attorney for Dean said the doctor couldn't comment due to patient privacy and ongoing litigation. Integra said Dean is no longer a TrueD consultant and that payments made to him after it acquired Acclarent were for meals. In 2021, Acclarent's president at the time, Jeff Hopkins, was pushing to put AI in TrueD as a marketing tool to claim that the device had new and novel technology. Faringo's suit alleges. There you go. There's nothing better than to do marketing. This is just a marketing, a marketing scheme when it comes to people's health. The AI just casually hallucinates and a blood clot in an artery that doesn't exist. Oh my gosh. The TrueD software uses machine learning to identify specific segments of a patient's anatomy and calculate the shortest valid path between 2 points specified by the physician. According to an Acclarent post on LinkedIn. The technology is designed to simplify surgical planning and provide real-time feedback during procedures such as sinus operations. Well, it definitely simplified a lot of things. Okay, it definitely made a lot of things simpler. A lot of things became much easier. Acclarent officials had approached Dean about the plan to add AI, the Feringo suit states. The surgeon warned Hopkins and Acclarent that there were issues that needed to be resolved. The complaint adds, despite the warning, the suit claims Acclarent lowered its safety standards to rush the new technology to market. There you go. It's all about companies wanting to win the race, to have the tool that made it, to be the first, to be the monopoly, hopefully, and to make a lot of money. Nobody cares about patient safety. Nobody cares about the pleb. And set as a goal only 80% accuracy for some of its new technology before integrating it into the 3D navigation system. 80% is fine. Listen, some people might die, but most won't. Most won't. Reuters couldn't establish whether Dean issued the warning. Reporters were unable to review material submitted in support of Ferigo's claims, which is subject to a judicial protective order. Hopkins and former Acclarent president did not respond to a request for comment. I wonder why. I mean, it's okay. The earth is overpopulated anyway. It's a sacrifice the investors are willing to make, says Dr. Jones. Of course, in the name of progress and betterment of humanity, right? That's why the investors are willing to take that risk, right? For the betterment of humanity. Wrong body parts. Uh-oh. The FDA cautions that reports of adverse events and device malfunctions are limited. They often lack detail and redacted to protect trade secrets. And can be used alone to place blame. The agency also sometimes receives multiple reports for a single incident. Reuters found that at least 1,401 of the reports filed to the FDA between 2021 and October 2025 concerned medical devices that are on an FDA list of 1,357 products that use AI. The agency says the list isn't comprehensive. Of those reports, at least 115 mention problems with software algorithms or programming. One FDA report in June 2025 alleged that AI software used for prenatal ultrasounds was misidentifying fetal body parts, called Sonio Detect. It uses machine learning techniques to help analyze fetal images. There you go. Your child has 5 feet, 5 eyes, and 6 lungs. Sonio Detect software AI algorithm is faulty and wrongly labels fetal structures and associates them with the wrong body parts, stated the report, which does not say that any patient was harmed. Who cares about accuracy in medicine? Who cares? Sonio Detect is owned by Samsung Medicine, a unit of Samsung Electronics. Samsung Medicine said the FDA report about Sonio Detect does not indicate any safety issue, nor has the FDA requested any action from Sonio. The AHS, I don't know, it feels like it could cause potential harm if an AI says something that is not there. It feels like it opens doors for potential harm, to me at least. What if the AI proclaims that some body parts are missing when they're not, and a decision to have an abortion is made based on that? What then? Like, your child is missing both hands and feet. Sonio Detect software AI algorithm is faulty and wrongly labeled, so we already know that. We already know that AI is a funny tool. At least 16 reports claim that AI-assisted heart monitors made by medical device giant Medtronic failed to recognize abnormal rhythms or pauses, which is the whole thing of monitoring your heart. That's the only reason that you would monitor your heart, to capture those irregularities, which the AI does not. Great. None of the reports mentioned injuries. Oh, well, great. But none of it has to be injuries. Like if the AI does not care about abnormalities in the rhythm of your heart, that could cause long-term harm. Absolutely. Medtronic told the FDA that some of the incidents were caused by user confusion. It's never the AI. It's the doctors, it's the users that are confused. It's everything but the AI, I guess, according to the big corporations, interestingly enough. We might have rushed this product to the market, but you know what? The AI is not to blame. It's actually the patients. It's the patient's fault. They're just confused. They're just confused doofuses. The AI algorithms in Medtronic's LinkQ series of implantable cardiac monitors are described as deep learning artificial intelligence. They have greatly reduced false alerts and retained true alerts of heart events, according to the company's website. But the company also says it's on its site and in product literature that its AI technology, Accurhythm AI, can misclassify actual abnormal heart rhythm or pauses. Oh, okay. It's super accurate, but be careful because it will fuck up. Okay? It will fuck up and will mess up. Medtronic told Reuters that it reviewed all 16 episodes and concluded its device only missed one abnormal heart rhythm event out of 16. One out of 16 is not a small amount. None of these reports resulted in patient harm yet, it said. Medtronic said some of the incidents were related to problems with data display, not the AI technology. It declined to explain fully what went wrong in each incident. Oh, okay. The HHS spokesperson said the agency doesn't discuss possible or ongoing compliance matters. Wow. FDA cutbacks under Trump. Oh, yeah. And FDA was, of course, butchered under Trump because, of course, my gosh, this is the big thing. The cutbacks under Trump are a big, big thing. Okay. God damn. In interviews, 5 current and former FDA scientists who reviewed AI-powered medical devices told Reuters that federal regulators are now less equipped to handle the flood of new ones because, Donald Trump decided that he has to cut on any sort of regulation, that he has to save money. Was it the Dodge that butchered FDA? I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dodge or something. Of course, we need to fire federal workers. Federal workers need to be fired. Oh, by the way, Trump, I think I might make it into a separate segment altogether, but Trump is looking into ways to not just fire federal workers, it is looking into ways to make it very difficult for them to contest that firing legally. Make America great again by taking away even more workers' rights, because that is what making America great again is all about. About 4 years ago, the FDA expanded its roster of scientists who specialize in AI, particularly for reviewing medical imaging and radiology devices that use the technology. Many recruits were stationed in the division of imaging diagnostics and software reliability. The unit became the agency's key resource for assessing the safety of AI in medicine. 1 current and 2 former FDA employees told Reuters it grew to about 40 people early last year. Some senior regulators have no idea how these technologies work. One ex-employee said, "We sat closely with senior regulators and explained to them why we think this technology is safe or not safe to use in the market." This needs more regulations, for God's sake. And it needs to be a minimum of 90%. It cannot just be approved with the 80% success rate. It should not be allowed. It wasn't easy to lure top talent to government service. Recruiting computer scientists often requires persuading them to turn down higher pay in the private sector. Yeah, so not only is it very difficult to obtain specialists to become federal workers in the AI sector, Trump just decides to fire them all. Fire them all without ceremony, I guess. In their work, scientists tried to break the device's AI models, a former employee said. Former employee. They would test out the device's algorithm in a variety of clinical situations and check whether the AI's performance deteriorated over time. They also sought to minimize hallucinations, in which AI models sometimes generate false information, FDA officials wrote in a paper published in October. But, and here's the kicker, and here's the thing. Early last year, the Trump administration began to dismantle the AI team as part of Elon Musk's. I knew it. I knew that it was Dodge. Of course, it was Dodge. It's so predictable. But early this year, the Trump administration began to dismantle the AI team as part of Elon Musk's concutting campaign. The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, about 15 out of the 40 AI scientists in the DIDSR unit were laid off or opted to go. The FDA insider said another unit that crafted policy on devices using AI, the Digital Health Center of Excellence, lost about a third of its staff of around 30. I have to point out the fact that it's pretty horrible that the guy who was in charge of a corporation that creates AI was just allowed to gut a federal body that actually was in charge of any sort of monitoring of AI technology and regulating AI technology. The AI guy gutted the body that will regulate his technology. Brilliant. Growth in AI medical devices. Over the past 3 decades, the FDA authorized at least 1,357 medical devices that use AI. More than half were added in the last 3 years. Andrew Nixon, the HHS spokesperson, said the FDA is applying the same rigorous standards for medical devices aided by machine learning and other AI as it would to any product. That's the problem, though. Should they do the same rigorous standards? I don't think it should be the same. I think there should be specific standards to the specific thing that you're approaching. Patient safety in the FDA's highest priority and is at the forefront of our work. Yeah, that's exactly why this technology is being rushed out to market. God. Yeah, patient safety is number one, which is why we decided that we have to rush this technology to market as fast as possible. The FDA sees tremendous promise in the digital health space, including devices enabled with AI and machine learning to help diagnose and treat a range of conditions. He said the FDA continues to recruit and develop talent with expertise in digital health, artificial intelligence, and other emerging technologies. So the FDA is overwhelmed, it's gutted, it lost talent that was able to test and really stretch the AI's capability and see if it would break. It's difficult to hire those people to begin with because they have to turn down a much higher pay in the private sector. And Trump decided to gut the department because, of course, I don't know, bureaucracy is bad. And also, the technology has to hit market because money has to be made. Um, mm, mm, all right. This is horrible, actually. It is being written in such a neutral way, but this is actually horrible. Simon Pierre Dubé says Lucy does not care about the poor investors who hold all the capital. True. I'm being very selfish, okay? I know I am being selfish. The FDA is so excited though. It's good. It's good to see the FDA so excited about things. Since the cuts of the workload has nearly doubled for some device reviewers, said to ex-employees, if you don't have the resources, things are more likely to be missed, said a former device reviewer who left last year. Because, the team used to be 40 people, now it's 30 people, and this is how corporations operate. I know because I used to work for a corporation. If you have a work that should be done by 3 people and you have only one person, that one person is going to do the job of 3 people. Okay. And this isn't a corporation. This is like the private sector. But since it's already very difficult for people to be hired for a governmental position and they have to accept a lower pay and it's better to be in the private sector, they kind of, I don't know, they have a calling to ensure safety, they have a mission, but when they are flooded with extra responsibilities, I assume it does not mean that they will be receive triple the pay in my example, because that's not how that works. Then you will quit. This is why this is a former device reviewer that has left last year because they have been overburdened with work and they said, you know what? Fuck this. I can be paid more in the private sector and I won't be dealing with this bullshit. They will be dealing with their own, they will be dealing with private sector specific bullshit, but at least they will not be dealing with this particular brand of bullshit. The FDA requires clinical trials for new drugs, but medical devices face different screening. Most AI-enabled devices coming to market aren't required to be tested on patients according to FDA rules. Instead, makers satisfy FDA rules by citing previously authorized devices that had no AI-related capabilities. What the fuck? What? This AI is safe because look at this device that did not have look at this same device that did not have the AI before. That one's safe. So this one has to be safer. What? This makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense. And as you know, you cannot make sense out of nonsense. Oh my God. This is worse than I thought. Says Dr. Alexander Everhart, an instructor at Washington University's medical school in St. Louis, and an expert on medical device regulation. Okay, that's great. Positioning new devices as updates on existing ones is a long-established practice, but Everhart says AI brings new uncertainty to the status quo. I think FDA's traditional approach to regulating medical devices is not up to the task of ensuring AI-enabled technologies are safe and effective. You think? Oh my God! I've been saying this way up there in the article. I've been saying that way up there. Oh God! Everhart told Reuters, "We are relying on manufacturers to do a good job and putting products out. I don't know what's in the place of the FDA represents meaningful guardrails." Oh, so the FDA does not really guarantee any guardrails and they just pray that the manufacturer does a good job. Wow. I feel so much better. I feel so much better now that the FDA does not really guarantee any sort of safety or quality, and that it's all, we just have to pray to the corporations that they do a good job and keep the standard. Well, if you ever get injured, if you ever need a surgery, a procedure, you better pray that it won't be handled by an AI, because it's basically a coin toss if it'll not mess up. There's definitely a percentage probability that you might end up with a stroke, which I hope will not happen. Okay? But the future is now. The future is now. I guess that is all that I will say. Godspeed, because the FDA will not help you. The FDA is gutted by Trump. Make America great again. Make America healthy again, in fact. I wonder.